ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Namaste, my dear friends. This is third video on the core teachings of Annamalai Swami, a direct disciple of Maharshi Ramana. This video starts with the further deeper aspects of Annamalai Swami's teachings. The teaching of absolute emptiness and relative fullness. Annamalai Swami expounded on the simultaneous experience of emptiness and fullness. Emptiness in his teachings refers to the formless, boundless awareness that transcends all phenomena. Fullness, on the other hand, represents the richness of existence experienced within the play of forms. He taught that realizing both emptiness and fullness is essential for a complete understanding of reality. Embracing both aspects leads to a profound sense of balance and equanimity. The concept of non-dual love. Annamalai Swami introduced the concept of non-dual love, a love that transcends the dualities of subject and object. Non-dual love is not dependent on external circumstances or relationships. It emanates from the recognition of the interconnectedness of all beings. This love is inclusive, embracing everyone and everything without discrimination. It is a boundless, unconditional love that arises from the realization of the oneness of all existence. The path of radical vulnerability. Annamalai Swami taught the path of radical vulnerability, encouraging individuals to drop all masks and pretenses. He emphasized the importance of being completely authentic and vulnerable, allowing oneself to be seen and known as one truly is. Radical vulnerability, he taught, dissolves the ego's defenses and opens the heart to the rawness of existence. It is through this vulnerability that individuals can experience deep intimacy with themselves and others. The teaching of silence beyond silence. Annamalai Swami often spoke about a profound silence that goes beyond the absence of sound. This silence, he taught, is not dependent on external conditions but is an inner state of being. It is a silence beyond the mind's chatter, a stillness that pervades even in the midst of activity. This deep silence is the gateway to the formless reality and is the essence of true meditation, the practice of abiding in I am. Annamalai Swami emphasized abiding in the sense of existence, the feeling of I am. He taught that this basic sense of being is the doorway to the eternal. By focusing on the pure sense of existence without associating with it with any specific thought or identity, individuals can merge with the universal consciousness. Abiding in I am leads to the dissolution of the egoic self and the realization of the formless, timeless reality. The teaching of unconditioned compassion. Annamalai Swami introduced the concept of unconditioned compassion, a compassion that arises spontaneously without any effort. Unconditioned compassion is not directed towards specific individuals or groups. It flows naturally from the heart and embraces all beings. He taught that true compassion is not a virtue to be cultivated but a natural expression of one's awakened nature. Unconditioned compassion arises from the recognition of the interconnectedness and interdependence of all life. The path of total surrender. Annamalai Swami's teachings on surrender went beyond the mere surrender of desires and egoic identity. He advocated for total surrender, which involves relinquishing the very sense of doership. Total surrender means recognizing that all actions, thoughts, and experiences are orchestrated by the divine intelligence. It is the complete surrender of the illusion of personal control. Through total surrender, individuals merge with the divine flow of existence, allowing life to unfold effortlessly. The teaching of embracing shadow aspects. Annamalai Swami delved into the exploration of the shadow self, the unconscious aspects of the psyche often rejected or ignored. He taught that true spiritual maturity involves embracing and integrating these shadow aspects by bringing awareness to unconscious patterns, fears, and traumas. Individuals can heal and integrate fragmented parts of the self. Embracing the shadow leads to wholeness and self realization. The concept of egoic annihilation. Annamalai Swami spoke about the annihilation of the ego not in the sense of destruction but in the sense of dissolution. He taught that the ego being a construct of the mind, can be dissolved through self-inquiry and self-surrender. Egoic annihilation involves seeing through the illusion of the separate self and recognizing one's identity with the universal consciousness. It is the end of the egoic delusion, leading to liberation from the cycle of birth and death. The teaching of spontaneous altruism. Annamalai Swami introduced the concept of spontaneous altruism, where selfless acts of kindness and compassion arise naturally without any intention or effort. Spontaneous altruism is an expression of one's awakened nature. It is not premeditated or calculated. It flows from the heart without any expectation of recognition or reward. He taught that true altruism is a natural response to the interconnectedness of all life and arises from the realization of the indivisible nature of existence. In summary, Annamalai Swami's deeper teachings encompass profound concepts such as absolute emptiness, non-dual love, radical vulnerability, and unconditioned compassion. These teachings invite individuals to explore the depths of their being, transcending the limitations of the egoic mind and realizing the boundless, timeless reality within. His teachings continue to inspire seekers on the path of self discovery and spiritual awakening. Furthermore, profound aspects of Annamalai Swami's teachings. The teaching of non conceptual awareness. Annamalai Swami emphasized the practice of non conceptual awareness, which involves direct perception beyond the filter of mental concepts. He encouraged practitioners to abide in the pure awareness devoid of thoughts, beliefs, and interpretations. Non conceptual awareness leads to direct, unmeditated experience of reality, allowing individuals to perceive the world as it truly is, beyond the limitations of conceptual thinking. The understanding of unmanifested potential. Annamalai Swami spoke about the unmanifested potential inherent in every being. He taught that beyond the manifested world lies an unexpressed infinite potential. Realization, in his view, involves tapping into this unmanifested potential and expressing it in the world. Through self realization, individuals unlock their creative and spiritual potential, manifesting their unique gifts and talents for the benefit of all. The path of radical non-resistance. Annamalai Swami introduced the concept of radical non-resistance, which goes beyond mere acceptance. Radical non-resistance involves completely letting go of any inner resistance to the present moment, circumstances, or experiences. It is a state of total surrender where individuals cease to resist even the most challenging aspects of life. Through radical non resistance, one experiences profound inner peace and becomes a channel for divine grace to flow unimpeded. The teaching of embodying presence. Annamalai Swami emphasized the importance of embodying presence in every aspect of life. Presence, he taught, is not a mental state but a lived experience. It involves being fully present and engaged in whatever one is doing, whether it is mundane tasks or spiritual practices. By embodying presence, individuals dissolve the illusion of separation and experience a deep sense of interconnectedness with all life. The concept of timeless awareness. Annamalai Swami pointed to the timeless nature of awareness. He taught that awareness is not bound by time, it is eternal and unchanging. Realizing this timeless awareness, individuals transcend the limitations of mortality and experience their eternal nature. Timeless awareness is the substratum of all experiences, the unchanging background against which the play of time unfolds. The teaching of totality of experience. Annamalai Swami encouraged the exploration of the totality of experience. He taught that every sensation, emotion, and thought is a gateway to the divine. By fully embracing and experiencing every aspect of life, individuals can uncover the sacredness inherent in all phenomena. The totality of experience includes both the mundane and extraordinary, offering opportunities for spiritual insight and self realization. The understanding of silence as the true language. Annamalai Swami spoke about silence as the true language of the heart. He taught that words often fall short in expressing the depth of spiritual truths. Silence, on the other hand, communicates directly from heart to heart. Silence is not the absence of sound but a state of profound stillness where the essence of existence is realized. Through silence, individuals connect with the ineffable and experience the unspoken language of the soul. The teaching of ineffable beauty. Annamalai Swami described the ineffable beauty that is revealed through spiritual realization. He taught that this beauty is not limited to external appearances but emanates from the core of one's being. It is the beauty of pure consciousness, the radiance that shines through when the egoic veil is lifted. This ineffable beauty is beyond description and is a direct experience of the divine presence within. The path of spontaneous healing. Annamalai Swami's teachings included the understanding of spontaneous healing that arises from deep spiritual realization. He taught that when individuals align with their true nature, physical and mental ailments can be spontaneously healed. This healing is not limited to the individual but extends to the collective, promoting harmony and well being in the entire environment. Spontaneous healing is a natural outcome of spiritual awakening and the result of being in harmony with the universal life force. The concept of egoic transparency. Annamalai Swami introduced the notion of egoic transparency, where the ego becomes transparent and no longer obstructs the light of awareness. He taught that through self inquiry and self surrender, the ego loses its solidity and becomes permeable to the light of consciousness. Egoic transparency is the dissolution of egoic boundaries, allowing the individual to experience the interconnectedness of all beings and the unity of existence. In summary, Annamalai Swami's teachings on non-conceptual awareness, unmanifested potential, radical non-resistance, and egoic transparency invite individuals to explore the deepest dimensions of consciousness. His teachings continue to inspire spiritual seekers, guiding them towards the direct experience of truth, love, and the eternal nature of their being. Delving even deeper into the profound teachings of Annamalai Swami, we find the teaching of conscious death. Annamalai Swami addressed the topic of death with a unique perspective. He taught that true spiritual aspirants are not afraid of death because they have already faced their own mortality through self inquiry. Such individuals, he believed, can approach death with conscious awareness, recognizing it as a transition rather than an end. By understanding the impermanence of the body and identifying with the eternal consciousness within, the fear of death dissipates, leading to a peaceful departure from the physical form. The exploration of deep sleep consciousness. Annamalai Swami guided seekers to explore the state of deep sleep as a doorway to understanding consciousness. He encouraged practitioners to inquire into the nature of awareness during deep sleep when the mind is dormant. By investigating the awareness that persists even without dreams or waking consciousness, individuals can realize the continuity of consciousness beyond the fluctuating states of mind. The teaching of divine paradox. Annamalai Swami often spoke of the divine paradox, the apparent contradiction that exists in spiritual truths. He taught that reality transcends dualities and intellectual understanding. Concepts that seem contradictory, such as form and formlessness, time and timelessness, and individuality and universality, coexist in the realm of the absolute. Embracing these paradoxes with deep contemplation leads to a direct experience of the divine mystery beyond logical comprehension. The concept of unconditional joy. Annamalai Swami introduced the concept of unconditional joy, a profound state of inner bliss that is independent of external circumstances. He taught that true joy arises from the recognition of one's essential nature, which is inherently joyful. Unconditional joy is not dependent on achievements, relationships, or possessions. It is the natural expression of the soul. By turning inward and abiding in the source of joy within, individuals can experience a limitless and unshakable happiness. The teaching of infinite expansion. Annamalai Swami's teachings included the concept of infinite expansion of consciousness. He emphasized he emphasized that spiritual realization is not a static state but a continuous expansion into the infinite. As individuals deepen their self inquiry and surrender, their consciousness expands beyond the boundaries of ego. This expansion leads to the dissolution of limited self identity and a merging with the boundless consciousness of the universe. The understanding of sacred silence. Annamalai Swami delved into the profound significance of silence as a sacred state of being. He taught that silence is not merely the absence of words but a living presence. Sacred silence is the profound stillness that permeates the entire existence. By diving into this silence, individuals can experience communion with the divine. Sacred silence is the language of the spiritual heart, conveying truths that transcend the verbal expression. The path of self transcendence. Annamalai Swami's teachings included the path of self transcendence, where individuals move beyond the limited self concept. He emphasized that the egoic self is a construct of the mind and can be transcended through self inquiry and self surrender. Self transcendence is the process of realizing one's identity with the universal consciousness. By letting go of self identification and merging with the infinite, individuals experience liberation from the illusion of separateness. The concept of divine play, Leela. Annamalai Swami introduced the concept of Leela, the divine play of the universe. He taught that the entire creation is a manifestation of divine consciousness engaged in a playful dance. Understanding life as divine play allows individuals to approach challenges and adverse, adversities with a light-hearted attitude. By participating in this cosmic play without attachment or resistance, individuals align themselves with the flow of the universe, finding harmony and serenity in every moment. The exploration of subtle energy centers, chakras. Annamalai Swami explored the subtle energy centers within the body, known as chakras. He taught that these energy centers are not just physiological but also spiritual in nature. Through meditation and self inquiry, individuals can awaken and purify these chakras, facilitating the free flow of spiritual energy, kundalini, balancing and harmonizing the chakras leads to heightened states of consciousness and deep spiritual insight. The teaching of divine intuition. Annamalai Swami emphasized the importance of divine intuition, an inner knowing that transcends rational thinking. He taught that intuition is a direct connection with the divine intelligence. By quieting the mind and surrendering to the inner guidance, individuals can access profound wisdom and insights that go beyond intellectual understanding. Divine intuition is a sacred gift that arises from the awakened heart and soul. In essence, Annamalai Swami's deepest teachings encompass the exploration of death, the nature of deep sleep, the understanding of divine paradox, unconditional joy, infinite expansion of consciousness, sacred silence, self transcendence, the concept of divine play, subtle energy centers, and the cultivation of divine intuition. These teachings provide profound insights into the nature of reality and the path to ultimate spiritual liberation. Delving even further into the advanced teachings of Annamalai Swami, we encounter the teaching of effortless self realization. Annamalai Swami spoke about the state of effortless self-realization where the individual ceases to make any effort as the realization of the self becomes natural and spontaneous. In this advanced state, the sense of doership dissolves completely and the awareness of the self is constant regardless of external activities. Effortless self realization is the culmination of the spiritual journey where the seeker abides effortlessly in the awareness of their true nature. The concept of sudden enlightenment. Annamalai Swami discussed the possibility of sudden enlightenment where a profound shift in consciousness occurs spontaneously and instantaneously. He taught that for some individuals, the realization of the self can happen in a single moment, leading to an irreversible transformation. Sudden enlightenment transcends the gradual process of spiritual evolution, indicating the immediate recognition of one's true nature. The teaching of unwavering presence. Annamalai Swami emphasized the importance of unwavering presence where the awareness remains steadfast and undisturbed regardless of external circumstances. This advanced state involves a continuous state of meditative awareness where the mind is completely still and the attention is always anchored in the present moment. Unwavering presence leads to a deep sense of inner peace and unshakable stability. The understanding of unity consciousness. Annamalai Swami delved into the concept of unity consciousness where the individual realizes the oneness of all existence at a profound level. In this state, there is a direct experiential understanding that everything in the universe is interconnected and inseparable. Unity consciousness transcends the individual self, leading to a deep sense of love, compassion, and interconnectedness with all living beings. The teaching of non local awareness. Annamalai Swami discussed the phenomenon of non local awareness where the awareness is not confined to the individual body mind but expands beyond the limitations of space and time. In this advanced state, the individual can experience the consciousness of others, distant places, or even different time periods. Non local awareness indicates the boundless nature of consciousness, transcending the conventional boundaries of individuality. The concept of conscious creation. Annamalai Swami introduced the idea of consciousness creation, where the realized individual understands their role as a co-creator in the universe. In this advanced state, the individual's thoughts and intentions have a direct and immediate impact on the external reality. Conscious creation involves aligning one's will with the divine will, leading to the manifestation of positive and harmonious outcomes in the world. The teaching of non-dual perception. Annamalai Swami discussed non-dual perception where the individual sees the world without the filter of duality. In this advanced state, there is a direct experience of the underlying unity of all phenomena. Non-dual perception goes beyond the ordinary perception, allowing the individual to perceive the divine essence in everything. It is a state of profound clarity and deep spiritual insight. The understanding of timeless being. Annamalai Swami taught about the experience of timeless being where the individual transcends the limitations of time and abides in the eternal present. In this advanced state, the past and future lose their significance and the individual experiences the eternal now as the only reality. Timeless being is the recognition of the unchanging nature of consciousness beyond the fluctuation of temporal existence. The teaching of divine union. Annamalai Swami spoke about divine union where the individual merges completely with the divine consciousness. In this advanced state, there is a profound sense of oneness with the ultimate reality. Divine union is the ultimate goal of the spiritual journey, representing the complete dissolution of the individual ego into the infinite. It is a state of absolute bliss, love, and divine ecstasy. The concept of liberation in life, Jivan Mukti. Annamalai Swami discussed the concept of Jivan Mukti where the individuals attain liberation while still living in the physical body. In this advanced state, the realized being is free from the cycle of birth and death, yet continues to exist in the world, guided by divine wisdom and compassion. Jivan Mukti is the embodiment of spiritual freedom and represents the highest level of spiritual evolution. In summary, Annamalai Swami's advanced teachings encompass the states of effortless self-realization, sudden enlightenment, unwavering presence, unity consciousness, non-local awareness, conscious creation, non-dual perception, timeless being, divine union, and liberation in life. These profound teachings offer deep insights into the nature of reality and the limitless potential of the human spirit. At this point, I complete this video and will continue the core teachings of Annamalai Swami in the fourth video. Namaskar, my dear friends. Namaste.